There are 3 things DoorDash drivers do not want any fellow Dashers to know. They want to keep these a secret to themselves because, man, it's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Well, a DoorDash world. Every man or woman for themselves. Why? Because everyone who does DoorDash is out to make money. There is honestly a huge reality, and many drivers see fellow Dashers as just plain competition, not in a way for us to learn from each other or even be BFFs at this point. I've been doing DoorDash for a while, and the real of it all is back a couple of years ago when orders were just flowing in. You didn't see drivers as a threat, so to speak, because there was enough to go around for all drivers to actually make money. Well, today, more drivers, less orders, also known as order volume, and harder to make money. Now we look at other Dashers differently. So today, we will go over these 3 things that drivers don't want you to know. Will spilling secrets cause even more oversaturation? And stick around because one of these I'm going to tell you to never tell any Dasher out there. Before we dive in, let me know, how do you view other drivers in your area? Okay, first one. Drivers don't want any other Dashers around them. Every driver is competition, at least that's what a lot of Dashers feel. And I get it, because if you think about it, the more Dashers that are around you, the more Dashers that are in your area, your market, the less orders you're going to see as an individual. The more DoorDash allows on the platform at the same time and allows people to schedule, they now have to divvy out orders according to the amount of Dashers in their market. You can't cherry pick so much like you used to because you don't know when the next order might come to your phone. But that to me is a DoorDash issue, not a driver on driver issue. But do all drivers see it that way? I used to look at the amount of drivers in my market and go, wow, where did all these drivers come from? It was like one day they weren't here, and the next day there was like 50 to 100 more new drivers. And what the heck is going on? And then I started seeing less orders, and I'm like, is this oversaturation? And for a while, yes, I think we can all agree a lot of our markets are completely oversaturated. We've talked about this before. But what I've learned is I'm here to make my money, right? I am here to go out, take the orders that work for me, and make my money. I've learned to honestly tune out everyone around me, other drivers. Obviously, for safety reasons, I pay attention to my surroundings. But I pay attention to myself and how much I'm making, not how much a fellow Dasher is making. I think if we concentrate more on ourselves and what we are doing as individuals and tune out what's going on, I think the better off a lot of us will actually be. Am I still kind to everybody? Absolutely. I'm Kim. I'm nice to everybody. But I'm here to take orders and to make money and then go home at the end of the day. I don't know about you. Next, it's no secret, everyone has their own strategy. The way I work is different from the way that you work and the next Dasher works. That's the beauty of doing gig work, right? You can come, you can go, you can take orders you want to take, decline orders you don't want to take. Everybody works the DoorDash app differently. But if a Dasher, including yourselves, finds a strategy that works, you kind of tend to keep it to yourself and not share it with anybody else, with the fear that if I'm seeing success, then the next Dasher will see success as well. And then it circles all back around to having more competition in your area and your market. For me, if I'm making money, and you know what? I'm here to help you. I'm here to say, hey, if this works for me, it might work for you. I don't know. Every market is completely different. It operates in a whole different way. But hey, it doesn't hurt to try something new if it's working for one dasher and not another dasher. We're all here at the end of the day to make money. Strategies help us make money, but we still can't control the orders that come to our phone, what the orders look like, where they're sending us to. The only thing we can control are the orders that we actually take. Now, before we get into the next one, I need you to do me a favor. If you are getting value out of this video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Okay, so last one. Where are the best places to get orders? You know, we all have it in our minds, I need to sit here at this time to get this order, or I need to sit here during dinner time to get these orders. We all have our own game plan, going back to strategies, which was the one before. But this one, I'm going to tell you, don't ever let anybody know this. This is a secret that you should honestly keep to yourself. And this is why. A lot of drivers in any market see that red dot on the map called a hotspot, a hot zone, and they gravitate towards that because they think that's where all the orders are. Now, as an experienced dasher, you know that you can still get orders not in hot zones, but there are many hot zones that a lot of dashers don't know about. But because you did your homework and you did a lot of trial and error, you know what those areas are. If you haven't, I suggest you do some research and to find out some of those little mini hotspots, honey holes, whatever you want to put in there. They're valuable because when you have dashers in one zone, all the orders are now being taken up by a converge of drivers, and then there might not be enough orders to go around to every driver that is in that area. If you find a mini hot zone, your own hot zone that's not on the map, you're now further away from all the other drivers, and now you're the one closest to the restaurant, and hey, guess who's going to get the order? That would be you. Now, you don't want to tell anybody any of this information because once one person knows it, they tell another person, and they tell another person, and then your secret is not a secret any longer, and now you have competition in the area that you thought was so fantastic and great. So it all kind of comes full circle, right? It starts off with competition, then it goes to strategies, and this one, I'm telling you, never tell anybody where your own hotspot is. Will spilling secrets cause even more oversaturation? I feel like that's kind of a hard question to answer because ultimately more drivers converging on one area is what causes oversaturation. DoorDash allowing a certain amount of dashers on at the same time and there's not enough orders to go around, that causes oversaturation. Your knowledge is power though, right? There are some things that I mentioned, like the last one, you do want to keep a secret. But obviously, you want to be personable, you want to be nice, you could already have friendships with other dashers in your market. It is sometimes good to have those connections because you get to learn a lot about your own market, what's happening, and you can share it with everybody that you know. I'm just going to say, be cautious, hold things that can affect your money. I think that's better said. Hold things that can affect your money to yourself because you are responsible for making your own money. Let me know. Are there any secrets that you have that you've never shared with other dashers that I didn't list? You don't have to tell me all your secrets. Be vague about it and go ahead, leave them in the comments. or if you agree or disagree with any one of the three that I actually said. I recently did a video about making more money on the DoorDash app. Well, you're going to want to check this one out next, and I'll see you over there.